Live from the vault, we want to welcome everybody to the Grit and Grind Sports Podcast. Daryl,
Yes, sir.
it is week 7 of high school football play. How you feeling over there in Rocky Mount?
Well, I'm feeling pretty good. I mean, I think we got to go over them picks, but I think I did pretty good last week.
You had a good week. I'm down here in Kitty Hawk over here enjoying the nice ocean and beach for a conference class. But let's go and take a look at these picks. So, last week, I did not do the best as I could do. I did not do my best.
Mm-hmm.
I went 3 and 5. You made 500, 4 and 4.
4 and 4.
4 and 4, you made 500.
Okay, all right. I can live with 4 and 4. That's not bad for the first start. We're getting out there. So we got games coming up this week that is definitely going to be some big games in the conference in the area. So let's go ahead and get started with those games, Sean.
Supposed to play last week, but they pushed the game back to this week for some reason that we will never know, but it was pushed off to this week. Rivalry game. Southern Nash, the Firebirds will have to load up the bus. They supposed to load it up last week. They had up the bun, but they'll load it up tomorrow night, Friday night, and get ready to take that ride to Bun to play the Wildcats.
Yeah, that's
going to talk about Southern down, right?
Yeah, we'll talk a little bit. I mean, it's the same conversation we had last week with Southern. It goes back to who have you played up until this point. Overall record, again, is 5-0. Right now, they're sitting in the 2A, 3A Eastern Conference 17. They're sitting at number 2, so they moved up without playing. So that's great. Rocky Mountain's number 1, Southern number 2, Northern Nash number 3. That's wonderful. But again, it goes back to what we said last week. You haven't played anybody, and I want to see what Southern is going to do when they go to Bun. They got a team that's a 2A school that they should just run over. That bus should be cranked up, like we said, in the second quarter, ready to go back to Nash County. And the thing is, if they can show what they really got, they got some tough games coming up next week and the week after. You got Rocky Mount, then you got Northern Nash at home. So those are 2 big games in conference that Southern's got to come out with a win.
I'm looking over here at the Bun Wildcats team. It's in the 2A conference playing in the 3A conference. Bun right now is sitting at 2-4, 0-3. They're ranked number 7 in the conference. The only win comes from the only 2 wins come from the first week and the third week of non-conference play, Granville Central and Triton.
Yeah.
But Bun has lost to North Brunswick, Rocky Mount, Northern Nash. They all been blowouts. 21-6, Rocky Mount, 41-14, Northern Nash. Lost a 1-point game, 14-13 to Franklinton. I'm like you, Daryl. This is a statement game for Southern.
Yeah.
And this is one of those games right here that next week we should be handing out a Grit and Grind Offensive Player Award to somebody on the Southern Nash team.
Yeah, I'm looking at Justin Vick getting that grit and grind. I'm looking.
He should get it.
This is a 200-300-yard game right here for me.
This is a five touchdown game. 5 touchdown game.
Easily.
In the first half. The first half.
See, you need to make it happen. So that's what needs to go down for Southern, and I think they will take care of business.
They're going to take care of business, but I'm telling you right now, Firebird faithful and Firebird players, prove something to Daryl. He said this is a prove-it game, statement game.
Because, again, you got 2 tough teams coming in the following weeks. You got Rocky Mount in Rocky Mount. Then you turn around and play Northern Nash at home. So those are 2 tough teams. So you got to get it in this week coming up. So where we going next, Sean?
Let's jump on that bus. Let's leave Bun. Let's get back down 231 and ride down to 64 bypass. Come on up there on the exit where if you make a right, you can go to Nash Community College. You make a left, we'll be going to Northern Nash. And we'll be having a rivalry game, and this is starting to be a big rival over here in Nash County. The Battle of the Bridge. Northern Nash versus Nash Central, the Bulldogs.
Whoa, that's going to be a good one. Now, the thing is, we both picked the Bulldogs last week. We had the Bulldogs beating Rocky Mountain. We had them. I don't know what happened. I thought the Bulldogs were going to be able to do it. The game before that, they played Franklinton. They won 15-16. It was a tough game, but hey, they won the game. They went into this game 3-2, and I honestly thought the Bulldogs was going to do better than they did. They lost to Rocky Mount 21-8, but even in that loss, they was able to find their running game because Justin Staten, he only rushed for 61 yards, but Timothy Holiday, he rushed for 114 yards in that game. And also Nash Central defense showed up with Dominique Whitehead had 5 solo tackles, total 10 tackles, and Jarvis Jones also contributed with 10 tackles. This is a big statement game for Nash Central because when they play Northern Nash is third right now in the 2A, 3A Eastern Conference 17. Nash Central is fourth. If Nash Central Bulldogs can get a win this week, then turn around, beat Bun, then play Lewisburg the following week, October 29th, you got Roanoke Rapids. That's a good chance.
That's a winnable game.
That's all after this day, after Friday's game. If they can beat Northern Nash, the rest of the games are winnable. Nash Central got a good chance to run the table here, y'all. I'm just saying. It's there for them. It's there for them to take.
They can run the table. It's there for them to take, but I'm going to tell you what's going to happen.
What's going to happen?
Last week you said Northern Nash supposed to have a statement game.
That's what yes.
Well, I got a message from you from Coach Ferris and the Northern Nash Knights. Statement proved 42-17 against Roanoke Rapids. Keno Jones, 9 for 14, 1 touchdown. Roger Lauren, 253 yards, 4 touchdowns. Carson Jenkins, 26 total tackles in the whole game. I mean, the guy must have been hitting the water boy, the lineman, the umpire, the field judge, everybody, because he was all over the field.
Say he was on the field.
All over the field. Only thing I'm worried about in this game is Northern can get complacent and feel like we going to Nash Central. We're hosting this game at home. It's the Bulldogs. We can beat them. A few mistakes, a few penalties, and Nash Central key to every game is keep it close. If they keep it close and run the ball, they can win.
Yeah.
I'm just worried about Northern. They're 3-1 on the road. They're 2-0 at home. But the one thing that stands out to me the most about the Knights of Northern Nash, that it isn't a red flag, but in playoffs it can become a red flag.
What's that?
They score all their points in the second quarter. In the third quarter, it drops down a little bit. Fourth quarter, it kind of picks up. But the second quarter is the quarter they score most of their points in every game. So if you're Northern Nash, second quarter, you need to be putting up about 21 points easy.
Yeah, definitely, because Nash Central is going to be right there. I mean, they're going to be right there in the mix.
And one thing I see about Northern Nash, they got Southern and Rocky Mountain coming up next. Yep. They got to have one game that it can't be a shootout. Every game they've been in have been shootouts. This is one right there. If you're Northern Nash, you want to flex your muscles like you did on Roanoke Rapids and let Nash Central know who your artist is, kick the ball down the field, and just pretty much take over the game from the beginning of the game to the end. Ball control and good defense. I got a pick on that, but I'm gonna save that pick. You
gonna say that pick? Well, I got a pick on that one as well. All right, Sean, where we headed to next?
Rocky Mountain. Rocky Mountain. So we're at Northern Nash. Let's get off of the 6-4 bypass and drive straight up to the Hardys. Make a left and come down Sunset Ave. Make another left, you'll be right over there at the new Griffon Stadium that Rocky Mountain has behind the new Rocky Mountain Senior High. Rocky Mountain this week will be taking on, who they taking on this week, Darryl?
They got my Yellow Jackets. They got the Roanoke Rapids Yellow Jackets. And I had the Yellow Jackets last week beating Northern Nash, and they came short, 42-17. Northern Nash, they showed up. But I'm still hanging with the Yellow Jackets right now. I mean, even though they lost that game 42-17, a couple key players, that running back, Matthew McNichols, averaged 78 yards per game. The defense, Xavier High, had a total of 15 tackles in that game. So the defense is showing up for Roanoke Rapids. This is going to be a very tough game for Roanoke Rapids to win in Rocky Mount. Rocky Mount right now, again, is number 1 in the conference. And Roanoke Rapids sitting at number 5. And this game, it's a hard game to call. Roanoke Rapids only lost 2 games to teams, Southern Nash and Northern, so far. It's a good chance if they can hold in there into the fourth quarter and keep it close, have a good chance of coming out with a victory. But it's going to have to be where everybody is tuned in for Roanoke Rapids to come out and win this game. But it's definitely going to be tough for Roanoke Rapids.
I'm looking at the Griffons of Rocky Mount. Rocky Mount is 4-2 overall, 1-0 conference play. Once again, we said Rocky Mount. We had Nash Central beating Rocky Mount, but we both said last week that this is one of those games Rocky Mount supposed to go in, flex your muscles, and let Nash Central know who you are this is. And they didn't. They only won 21-8.
Yeah.
A game like that should, and I mean, you know, They took Southern to the limit.
Right.
They took Rocky Mountain to the limit. Only thing I'm worried about Rocky Mountain is if you look at that game, they gave up 114 yards to one running back.
Running back.
61 to the second running back.
Yep.
And 36 yards to the freshman running back. For a total of 211 yards.
That's a lot of yards to give up on the ground.
That's scary, especially for a 2A school. Rocky Mount win total right now has been they won that game by 25 points. But the win total has been up and down. And this is a Roanoke Rapids team that take away Southern Nash and Northern Nash. They came into the Southern game undefeated, 4-0.
Yeah, 4-0. And the thing about Roanoke Rapids, they can score. The average score has been 38, 41, 35, 40. They're putting up points. And Rocky Mountain hasn't played a team that can put up points.
Every game that Rocky Mountain played has been close game. Tarboro was close. Nash Central's been close. I'm telling you, man, Rocky Mountain, they may be out on the island on this one, on the iceberg, getting ready to slip away. I don't know.
Away. I'm telling you, it's going to be
Clarence Carter said the best. This is one of those games that is going to be a hard pick, but I think I can't make a pick on this one to the end. I'm going to pick this one with my heart. I'm going with my heart on this one.
Oh, you're going with your heart on this one. Okay. All right. So where we headed to now, Sean?
Okay, we're going to leave Rocky Mountain. Let's take that bus. Let's ride down 301 and head to Wilson County.
All right.
First team in Wilson County, we're going to see if we can go down Highway 42 past Dean's Farm and make a right, and you'll be right there in Warrior Stadium. The Hunt Warriors this week will be taking on Wendell's finest, the Knights of East Wake.
Yeah, I've looked at the East Wake team, and I tried to find something. Again, I try. East Wake right now overall is 2-3. And in the league, they're 1-1. They lost last week to West Johnson, 33-20. They won a couple games. They won against CBA Cog. They won against Harnett Central. And actually tonight, East Wake is playing Southern Wayne. That is a very winnable game for East Wake.
That's a winnable game.
Yeah, it's definitely a winnable game. And then they turn around and have to play Hunt on Friday night. It's going to be tough, but I think East Wake can come out at least with one win this week. Tonight, I honestly feel that they can beat Southern Wayne. Southern Wayne right now is 7th in the 3A Eastern Conference 21, where East Wake, even though they're 2-3, 1-1 in the league, they're ranked 4th right now. So I'm going to say it's winnable. I think they can come in, win tonight, and turn around and take Hunt to the distance and maybe pull out a win against Hunt. That's what I'm saying right now.
I made a mistake because we went to Wilson, stopped by Warrior Stadium, but they got to actually load that bus up and eat that ham sandwich, bologna sandwich, head to Wendell, Darryl. And right now, Hunt is 5-1. But can we say something? Can we agree on something right now?
What's that?
They really are 6-0.
Oh, you want to do the 6-0?
Can we give them the 6-0 because the forfeit game to Bedford because they couldn't play that night.
Against Bedford. Okay, all right, we'll give them the 6-0.
The record shows 5-1, and that one win for Bedford is good for Bedford record, but they're 6-0 in my personal record book right now.
Okay, so you're gonna go with 6-0.
On the road, they would be 1-0. At home, they're 4-0 undefeated. But right now it says 1-1 because the loss with Bedford for the forfeit. Hunt has scored their most points in the third quarter. And you know what that tells me, Darryl?
What's that?
That tells me that the coach goes in and he makes adjustments from the first half to put his guys in position to score in the second half to win ball game. I did some research on Hunt today, and I found out that for the first time in a few years, Hunt is back in the top 50, ranked number 42 in the North Carolina State 3A poll. So welcome back to the top 50. It's been a long time.
Okay, Hunt, I see you.
Welcome back, Hunt. The last game the Hunt played was homecoming, and they hosted the Saints from Southern Wayne, 56-0. Game before that, Triple S, 35-0. Game before that, CBA Cop, 49-0. So you know what I say about Hunt right now, don't you?
What you saying?
They lock the door. When they lock the door down, they lock the door.
They lock the door down.
They throw away the key.
So you telling me East Wake ain't got a chance, basically?
They don't have a chance.
They ain't got a chance.
The only team that scored on them was the 4A JH Rose. They only scored 26 points with the game that Hunt won. And I'm telling you, Hunt could close out the remainder of this season because I'm looking at who they got to play for the rest of the season. If you look at their schedule for the rest of the season, they got East Wake, South Johnson. After South Johnson, they're going to host West Johnson, then the rival Fight. Fight probably can score some points on Hunt, but they got a good chance of these next 3 games going without nobody scoring on them. Let me tell you about Mike Thompson, senior quarterback there, Hunt. Last week, 4 touchdowns thrown in the air. I'm going to start calling him the ATM. Automatic touchdown machine.
Automatic touchdown.
8 receivers had a completion on Hunt's rotation. So that means they were throwing to the water boy, the towel boy, and even the cameraman up there in the press box.
So everybody was catching a pass. Okay.
Everybody catches a pass.
Everybody catch a pass. Okay. All right.
DJ Joyner, 4 touchdown runs, 181 yards. This is New Warriors. This is New Warrior football.
All right.
Nothing more I can say about Hunt. It's still blowout city in Wendell covered up.
All right. Well, it's going to be a tough game either way. So where we headed to now, Sean?
Okay, so we in Wendell. We got to get back to Wilson, and then we got to get down 795 as Fight will be hosting the Golden Falcons of CBA Cup in the big town of Pikeville, North Carolina. I can take CBA Cup right now.
Yeah.
And tell you about CBA Cup.
What you got? What you going to tell me?
They're 0-6. They're 0-3. The closest game they had was last week. They lost 1 point to South. Well, 2 weeks ago, they lost 1 point to South Johnson, 36-35. Week 1, 27-26 to Rosewood. The rest of the games have been blowouts. Southern Nash, Eastern Wayne Hunt have been blowouts. And the East Wake game was the blowout. It's a game they could have won. Just a few mistakes. Fight coming off a loss, 42-14 to Triple S. I just don't see no chance for CBA Cop. They had no stats up, so I'm going to turn it over to you for about Fight. Somebody Golden Deacons.
Well, the Golden Deacons, they come in this game 3-2 overall. They did lose last week to South Triple S, 42-14. They got a great quarterback right now, Damari Daniels. He's ranked 7th in the conference in the 3A Eastern Conference 21. And they also have a good defense. Avon Lucas, he's one of the running backs there. He's also plays defense as well, and he's averaging about 100 yards a carry in a game per game. But the thing that I'm looking at with this record, even though Fike is 3-2 overall and 1-2 in the league, they're ranked 6th in the conference. I mean, you got Hunt, you got West Johnson, South Johnson, East Wake, Triple S. That's all in front of them, and so and. Like you said, CBA Cup is dead last right now in the conference. So this is one of those games where who's got the grit? Who's going to show up to get to that next level? Is CBA Cup going to show up with a little heart and play some football? Or is Fight going to say, you know what? We want to take our game to the next level and show that grit that we could take care of business. And so I have a prediction on this game, but we're gonna save that to the last. But it's gonna be a tough game because both teams need a win right now.
Yeah, this is a game. This for CBA Cup. It's a must-win game because number one, you want to get a win on your record before you get deep in conference play. The season's over in about 3-4 more games. Fight, you want to start climbing up so when they start calling those numbers for playoff spots, your name can get called.
Yep, definitely.
This is going to be a tough one right here.
Yeah, this is going to be real tough.
Let's head down to Bedingfield. They're going to Johnson County to play North Johnson. Tell me about North Johnson, Darryl. Tell me something about North Johnson I don't know, Darryl.
All right. Again, overall record 1-5, but they're 1-0 in the league. And that's the crazy thing. And the thing is, in the 2A East Conference 8, North Johnson's number 1. North Johnson is sitting at number 1 as we speak right now with a 1-0 record. And they have a running back in Cooper Gibson. He's averaging over 100 yards per game. He's ranked 7th in the conference as far as total rushing yards. And again, it goes back to what we were saying earlier about Roanoke Rapids as far as the games they had in front of them. Now, if North Johnson can come in here, beat Bedingfield, then next week play Goldsboro and that's a winnable game. Turn around, beat East Wake. That's a winnable game. October 29th, you got Princeton. Princeton is sitting overall record is 5-0, 1-0 in the conference. That will determine, that game could determine conference championship right there. Does North Johnson have the grit to do what they got to do?
Johnson,
but it starts.
They can
But it starts in Bedingfield. They got to take care of business against Bedingfield. So, hey, come October 29th, that's Judgment Day right there. That's the day, hey, who's going to do what? And there's a good chance that Princeton-North Johnson game is going to determine the conference. If North Johnson can do what they got to do, and that starts Friday against Bedingfield.
I'm looking at a Bedingfield that's 1-3. I predicted them to win last week because I said they needed to win this game. They need to beat North Johnson, and they can set them up with a nice little showdown at Eastern Wayne to determine where their destiny could be. Either could they be playing for a conference championship or could they be a contender for that 15-16 playoff spot? Well, of course, Bedingfield did not win.
No, they did.
So now we have to come up with a different strategy for the playoffs.
Yeah, we got to find something else now for Bedingfield.
Different strategy, we got to go plan B. Now we got to go plan B.
Plan B.
Now,
plan A didn't work.
Last week.
Yeah.
Plan A didn't work.
No.
So now you got to be the North Johnson team. That's 1-5. Then you got to turn around and play Eastern Wayne, Princeton, and Spring Creek.
Winnable games.
Winnable games, but you really needed the Goldsboro, North Johnson, a loss to Eastern Wayne. You could have went in on a 2-1 record to Princeton. Now you got to win this game and you got to win Eastern Wayne. Because I had Eastern Wayne down as a loss for Bedingfield on my schedule.
Okay.
I don't know about Bedingfield, man. It seems like to me that they control their own destiny. But I'm going to tell you what Bedingfield made mistakes in last week.
What did it make
17 first downs.
Woo.
7 penalties for 28 yards.
Yeah, that's not good.
You can't win like that. If you take away the 7 penalties, they only had 10 first downs.
Yeah.
I know they say they got 17. I'm also subtracting the 7 and giving them 10.
Give them 10.
I'm giving them only 10 because we're too deep in conference play. It's only 3 after this week, only 3 games left before the playoffs. Penalties, if you do get one, should be 1 offsides. Roughing the passer, roughing the kicker, maybe 1 a game. We're getting 7 penalties a game.
That's not good.
That's minimal mistake.
And again, it goes back to what we said about teams from last year. You're too deep into the season now to have the same mistakes going on and on. I understand you're a young team, but you got to cut down on those penalties, especially when the game was close against Goldsboro. It
was close, and they scored in the 4th quarter and could have won the game.
Yeah, it was a winnable game.
I'm telling you, Bedingfield, to make it to the playoffs, because I don't think they can make it to the conference championship game to play for the title. But to make it to the playoffs, they got to win this game, Eastern Wayne, Princeton, Spring Creek, and then just hope that it's deeper, that there's teams with losing records where they're sitting deep enough where they can get that 14, 15, 16 seed. I just don't know, man. It's like Bedingfield. I want to go out there and just tell them, you're hurting yourself because you're getting in your own way.
Yeah. That's basically what they don't.
I told one of the guys from Bedingfield to play on the team the other day. I said, I got a pill for everything, but I ain't got a pill to get out your head. Only you can do that when you're on the field. You got to get out your own head and win these games.
And win the games. You got to. You got to take care of business.
You got to.
All right, Sean.
Let's head the Edgecombe count. Let's head the Edgecombe count.
All right, Edgecombe.
South Creek and Tarboro.
I don't need to say nothing. I think you said it. I think you just said what we need to hear. Tarboro. You just said Tarboro. That's all you need to say. I could go over all these numbers, but I could call my pick on this one right now. Bottom line, Tarboro is 6-1. They won last week against Gate County 42-8. I mean, they got running backs all over the place on this team. You got Tabarz Joyner. You got Jamar Dixon. You have playmakers on this team, and all you know what Tarboro do is run the ball, and that's all they've been doing all season. I'm looking down the road for Tarboro, and it goes back to just like with North Johnson. If Tarboro takes care of business, which they've known to do, they win against tonight on Friday when they play against South Creek. They beat Riverside, and Washington County is the next team on their list that is going to be a challenge for Tarboro. Right now, Washington County is sitting at number 1 in the 1A East Conference too. No, Tarboro don't like that because they used to be in number 1. They used
to sit at number 1 for the past 5 years.
So, October 29th, again, that's D-Day. What are you going to do? Who got that grit to win the conference? And I think it's going to come down to Washington County and Tarboro on October 29th to determine the 1A Eastern Conference 2 champion. Because these other games for Tarboro is just warm up. You know, they warm it up.
It's warm up until they get ready to go to Plymouth.
That's it. So that's what I got for Tarboro.
South Creek did not have that many stats on them. I mean, they're 0-4, 0-1. And for a team like South Creek, they had to play on the 1st of October and play Bertie. That score hasn't come in, but I pretty much think if they still got the record 0-4, they lost that game. I just don't see there's no chance that the Cougars can beat Tarboro.
Yeah.
Because they're on a mission to have a collision course, like I said, D-Day, with Washington County to see who got the grid.
Yeah, who got the grid. So
and I'm telling you, every day, I know their coach Craddock, every day reminds them, we're still sitting at number 2 in our conference.
Yeah.
That's not standatory.
No.
That's not standard. That's not satisfactory for Tarboro football.
Not at all. So, Sean, let's go over to Halifax right quick.
Let's go to Halifax.
And so we got
North Edgecombe.
Yep. So Southeast Halifax is going to be playing North Edgecombe. It's the battle of the 4 and 6 seed for Conference 1A Eastern Conference 9. Basically, Southwest Halifax is sitting at number 5. They got a 1-2 record. This game is a toss-up. I don't know who can come out and win this one. It just depends on who shows up. Southeast Halifax has lost 4 games in a row and only won 1 game so far. So it's going to be a tough outing for Southwest Halifax, the way it's looking right now.
This is a toss-up because I had North Edgecombe going at losing last week. They're 1-5, they're 1-2. They beat Welder 25-14. I mean, I don't know how to make a pick on this one. It's a toss-up for pretty much, like I said, whoever shows up that night.
Yeah. Hey, let's go ahead and do our picks right.
You want to do Rocky Mount Prep Welder?
All right, you want to just go ahead and do the picks?
Let's do the picks then.
All right.
Southern Nash and Bun.
Oh, we done said Southern Nash. Southern Nash going to have to show up, but they're going to win the game. I'm not even worried about that.
Boat race 50. Battle Bridge, Nash Central versus Northern Nash.
I'm still going to go with that. Who you got?
I got the Knights.
You got the Knights? All right, I'm going with the Bulldogs. I'm going with the Bulldogs on this.
Roanoke Rapids versus Rocky. Let me say that for last. Don't say that for last.
Okay, all right, say that for last.
Eastway versus Hunt. Eastway versus Hunt.
I'm going Hunt.
I'm going Hunt. I'm right there with you.
Okay.
Fight and CBA Cop.
I'm going Fight. Tarboro all day.
I'll take Fight. I'm taking Fight. Fight. Betterfield, North Johnson.
North Johnson. Yeah, I think North Johnson's going to take care of business.
Betterfield. Tarboro, South Creek, we pretty much made that pick.
Yeah.
We said at the same time.
Yeah.
Tarboro. Southeast Halifax, North Edgecombe, toss-up game, whoever shows up. I'm going to
Yeah.
take North Edgecombe.
You going North Edge? Okay, I'm going to go Southeast. I'm going to go West Edgecombe. Yeah.
Rocky Mount, Prep, Weldon. I'm taking Weldon.
You taking Weldon? All right, Weldon as well. I'm going to take Weldon.
Game of the day, Roanoke Rapids versus Rocky Mount. I'm going to go with my heart on this one, Daryl.
All right, what you got?
I'm going to put it out there.
What you got?
Yellow Jackets have lost to 2 Nash County teams, but they will get their first win in Nash County, and they will beat Rocky Mount in Rocky Mount.
All right. I think I'm going to have to go with you on that. I'm going with the Yellow Jackets on that. Yeah, I think Roanoke Rapids is going to come in, and they definitely going to take care of business.
I can see that happening right there, man. The Yellow Jackets, this is their first win right here. Once again, we want to thank everybody for tuning in to the Grit and Grind live from the vault. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Tune in next week as me and Daryl break down more of your Nash, Edgecombe, Wilson coverage. Daryl, like always, who got the grit?
And who got the grind?
We'll find out next week on the Grit and Grind Sports Podcast. Till then, we'll see you next week.